Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Saturday the 19th of December 2020. Thanks for joining me. I'm using the Tarot of the Witches for today's reading. Let's see what these cards have to say about Saturday and what energy you'll be working with. So let's have a look. First card, we have got the Hermit. Okay. Then we have the Elder of Wands, who's like the King of Wands, and the Lovers. Sorry, I'm just laughing because look, what kind of a hermit wears a cut-out dress exposing the cleavage a little bit so she looks good for the books? I don't know. The Hermit is usually a card that's about self-reflection and obviously being by yourself and trying to shed some light on what's going on. So here we've got this young witch looking gorgeous. She's studying all these books and she's really trying to understand her own powers. We've got all this light here, so she's trying to get a sense of illumination. We've got the Star of David there, so the connection between her life here on planet Earth and the higher realms. She's reaching out to something bigger that's going to really empower her. It's interesting because we don't usually think of the Hermit as, you know, a witch in training, someone who's trying to take control of her life through understanding. It's very much about looking at the info that you have available to you, reading it all through, making notes, making sense of it in your own way, taking what's useful, discarding what isn't useful, and then using that and integrating it to inform your own life. We don't often think that life is based on our own experiences and our own knowledge and perspective on things, but in my experience, that is all it's about. You know, if you're working in a situation where you're a marine biologist, that isn't the only way that you're able to make a living on planet Earth. If you start to have an interest in Tiffany lamps, then you could go into that and really be creative and work in that field and make a living there. It's really about what's going on inside here, and it's about the capital that you've got going on inside of you. And because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, we have the whole universe inside of us, and it just depends on what we focus on. So if you choose to focus on something in you that gives you a sense of joy or passion or illumination, a sense of power, joy, whatever it is you're looking for, focus on that. It will make it bigger, it will make it grow, and then life is going to present you with opportunities in that area. The world is going to meet you more than halfway. It's going to show itself to you, it's going to reveal itself to you, and because you're looking at other things, you'll start to notice opportunities where there haven't been any. The Elder of Wands is someone who, he's holding this book there, he's done his own studies, and he's now the King of Wands. He's in charge. He's doing something that he loves. He's reduced this whole library to one book. Maybe those are his own notes. He's condensed everything that he's learned over the years. He's also much older. And he's doing something that he's now very skilled at. But really the driving force behind all of that is the fire that the subject lights up inside of him. And he's not only an expert and someone who's respected and someone who's in charge, he's still doing what he loves. So it doesn't matter how far you go, if you're on the first day of a new passion, of a new life path, or if you've been doing it for 30, 50, 60 years, ultimately, if that passion is there and you can still learn and grow in that area, the fire is never going to go out. And you get better and better and better, and you can actually enjoy what you're doing. You can enjoy your life, and you ultimately get to a position where you feel like you have some control or you've achieved something with your life, not because you've taken this book and followed all the instructions, but because you've read all of them and you've made your own notes. So it's about all the people you meet, it's about all the experiences you have, and combining them in a way that suits you. And then you become the expert, and then you can write your own book, and that's going to be one voice among many that someone else looks at and kind of learns from. And they take their kind of, they look at their take on it and do something new with it. So you can really be part of something great here simply by following your own desires. Finally, we've got the Lovers. And this is an interesting take on the lovers. I just want to look at what this is. So we've got, again, the student. She's got her book. She's holding a sword there. So not only does she learn and take information in, she's also someone who makes decisions based on that information. So this is someone who has learned that the most important thing that she can do to help her make decisions in her own life is to listen to her own experience, to her own gut, to her own inner library that now resides in her. And she's got two options here. She can either go to the house on the hill with a very kind of stern looking governess there holding this very formally dressed child, or she can go off with the other witches into some sort of secret ceremony in the forest there and join them in the rituals. Now, she's got a choice to make. She's dressed the way these other, it reminds me of the elves from the Lord of the Rings, actually. She's dressed the way they are, so she's obviously got an affinity for these people, and she's looking in that direction. And this looks very cold and almost like an obligation. And she's not looking at that, but it seems like she has a really difficult choice to make. Either does she pursue her passion, or does she go into this situation where she, I don't know, has to play a certain role that really doesn't suit her. She's certainly going to have to get changed, and she's going to live in this house. So it's kind of the age-old question, which is interesting that it's usually for women. Can I have it all? Can I have a family, and can I have the house and take care of other people? Or do I have to make a choice? Can't I have it all? Do I either choose between my passion and desire, or do I choose the obligations and the thing that bring me security in life? I think that's quite interesting. I mean, we could have made this a man as well. I think in our society, it's not something you really hear, that a man, can you have it all? Can you have a family and a job? It's kind of assumed that choice isn't there because someone else is going to jump in and support and help facilitate a career and everything else. And it's the Lovers card. So usually we've got two people who are in love and they create this angel between them. So it strengthens both of them by being part of something that's loving and joyous. Here it's a choice between love and following your purpose, or doing something that really feels oppressive. So where's the love here? Really, I think the love is going to be for the child, whether it's her child or not. And it's going to be the love for her profession, her vocation, what she wants to do. Why not take the older woman and say, okay, thanks, governess. You can go back to the house. I'm going to take little Susie there. I'm going to pick her up and I'm going to go with my friends. So I really don't think it's a choice of either or. And with these cards, all this realization, why should you take all this knowledge and learning just to then sit in a house and drink tea and look at the sunset? And why should you have this message that you have the potential to become an authority figure in your field, in the area that you choose and you commit to, if you were just going to give all of that up to do some gardening at the house, when really you can have it all, whether you're male or female? The important thing is to realize that you do have a vocation inside of you, and whether that's work related or it's something you do in your spare time, whether you get paid for it or not is irrelevant as well. I really think it's about combining the things in your life that seem segregated and that seem separate. Because when we partition ourselves off into little pieces, at home I'm this person dressed in formal clothing. In the daytime, I join the other witches and do little rituals in the forest. And I don't know, at night I do stand-up at a comedy club. Instead of keeping those things separate, combine them into one, because that's where your power resides. And that's what really makes you this unique, special person, because there are so many different aspects to your personality. It's important to find a way to bring all of those things together rather than keeping them separate. And when you bring all of them together, then you're in the position of the Elder of Wands, who's happy, who studies, but who also does magic, and he hosts a weekly wizard group, I don't know. He also does a bit of gardening, and he likes to sit by the campfire. You don't have to just box yourself into one aspect or another and choose, and this doesn't work with this, and make it super complicated. Look at what you enjoy, refuse to make this choice. It's kind of like a Sophie's choice, isn't it? A really impossible choice. And say, actually, I'm not going to make that decision today. I'm going to find a different way to walk up this grassy knoll here and to be in the center and to have everything. And that's really the key to succeeding today, is not to give up on your own desires and to choose one over the other, but to recognize that they're all very important to you personally, and to find a way forward that allows you to combine everything and not to settle for anything less. So to really be in your own power and to have strong boundaries, and to say, you may put pressure on me, or you may put peer pressure on me saying, oh, you're missing out, or how dare you not meet your responsibilities. Thanks for sharing, everyone, but I have my own mission and I'm going to find a middle ground here. And if you do that, you really have power, and you're honoring yourself and everything you've learned and everything you've experienced, and you can become this person who's in a position of security because you've listened to your own gut and what it says. So refuse to become less than, refuse to subtract parts of yourself today. Make sure that you add things to your own life, and that way you can really have it all. Number-wise, we've got 9, and a chord card is 1, that's 10, and 6 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7, and in numerology, that's the mind and creativity, and we had that yesterday as well. So it's about exercising some discipline, using your mind to find a different way forward, rather than what other people present to you, so that you can have all of the love in your life that you can combine all the things that you do adore, so that you can become the person that you really want to be. If there's anything that has got lost, if there are things you've had to leave behind because you've made this choice, then it's a good day to really revisit that and to try and incorporate everything into your life that you care about, not to settle and to say, well, I have responsibilities and I can't do this. And rather than focusing on the problems and why you can't do certain things, focus on the solution and realize that you can do many, many things. And the more subjects and activities you have in your life that you do adore, the happier your life is going to be. And then, same as the Elder of Wands, you'll end up with a lovely smile on your face. And you'll be respected, you'll have lots of different things that you're into, and it's really all down to your perspective, what you open up to, and what the world then presents you with as a result. Have a wonderful day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via the website, gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Readings to order your reading with me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share the video online. Have a wonderful Saturday, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.